Hello and welcome to my week 36 to 37 pregnancy vlog. We're 37 weeks today, so we've reached full term, which is absolutely fantastic. Sort of breathe a sigh of relief because I don't think at all by any stretch I'm going to go into labour anytime soon, but if I do, because it's a different father rather than my husband, obviously, so if I go into labour earlier, at least I can have my home birth now, pretty much avoiding any complications. So I'm really happy about that, and we're going to be blowing up the birthing pool later tonight. I'm so excited. So yeah, I'm just so pleased about that. It's like a breath of relief being breathed there. Yeah, I'm in one of those moods. I just apologise in advance. This is going to sound really whiny and pathetic because I've had a really bad week, which, let's be honest, it was bound to happen. This pregnancy has been so good so far. I knew it was going to get crappy at some point, or it was going to be a really bad labour. So in a way, I'm kind of stupidly grateful that I've had a really horrid week because I feel like maybe I've got a chance of a nice labour now, but it's been horrible, so I sound really whiny. But before I get into whinging like a little bint, I've had a lot of people asking me when I had my other children so they can sort of like gauge, and disappointingly I have to say I pretty much have them around my due date. Not disappointingly in that sense, as in, you know, it's still a good 3 weeks away. George was induced at 39 weeks, literally just a week before he was due, because I had preeclampsia and reduced waters, or hydro... I can't remember. Anyway, I was favourable, and the induction worked. They gave me gel. Then I was at 2 centimetres when I went in, and they think I would have had him within the week anyway. So he would have been born pretty much, they think, probably within a day or two before his due date, if not a day or two after. Alice was born on her due date through a spontaneous labour. She just came out on her due date because that kid is awesome. And then Edith was 3 days late. She was born on the morning of 40+3. Sorry, I've got a bite on the side of my foot at my heel and it really itches. It's driving me crazy. So yeah, pretty much around my due date. So I don't know if it will be different, as I said, because of the whole genetics thing with David, or if I just make babies that happen to be quite punctual. So I don't think anything's going to happen for the next 3 weeks. I'm praying to a God that it does come sooner rather than later, because sod's law is, I don't think I'll have another due date baby, but I'm more scared about giving birth like 2 days before or something, or the day before, or along those lines, because the 26th of September is my beautiful Alice, her class play, and 9:15 in the morning on the 26th of September. I was like, really? And then my son comes home with a letter saying his parents' lunch. His parents get invited to the school and they get to have lunch with the kids and go to the kids' classrooms and see all their projects, and the kids get to show them the playground and all of that lot. Major thing from his first year in junior school, and that's the 26th of September. I was like, are you kidding me? So I got the play at 9 and then the lunch at 12, and I was just, honestly, I will never get over it if I miss either of those things, because I've had the baby that day, gone into labour, or given birth the day before. Actually, I don't even care if I give birth at 3 in the morning. I will slap on an ice pack, take a bunch of painkillers, and I will be going. So that worried me a bit. I was like, no, why? Why does it all have to be on that date? But, you know, the chances are I won't have given birth that morning or whatever, so fingers crossed I can still go. But I was a bit like, oh, for God's sake. But it's not the end of the world. But I'm in that sort of place because I've had a crappy week. So getting down to the fun stuff, and I warn you, I sound like a proper whiny little bint. I probably will offend and annoy multiple people, but I'm not going to pretend everything's perfect and lovely and wonderful when it's not. I've had a blooming horrible week. I haven't slept for like 10 days properly. I think the most I get per night, literally the most I get, is 2 hours of sleep. And the kids have only been at school for 2 days, so it's not like I can nap. I've got 3 children. It's tough luck. You just have to suck it up. And then today I tried to nap, finally, and the bloody postwoman was hammering on the door. I mean, the windows are open. You can see them here. I didn't need to sign for anything. Just poke it through the bloody window. Excuse the swearing. Rah! I'll put a disclaimer in that I've got bad language. Bad Lisa. Anyway, so I was really annoyed about that because I'm a really happy person. So yeah, I'm grumpy and I'm short-tempered. I'm awesome. But not only have I've had the acid reflux, it's like almost permanent some days, and all of the good stuff along those lines, I've also found that the pelvic pain, the back pain, and the SPD pain, bearing in mind pelvic and the SPD pain are at this point 2 separate entities, are really bad, and I mean really bad. I'm not meaning to be dramatic or whiny, but more stating facts, and it's been horrible, like really horrible. I can't sleep because I'm in so much pain. I have to pee, and then getting up, I hurt so much. It just, you know, you have to breathe through it. It hurts so bad, and then it takes so long to get comfortable, and then I'm just wide awake, and it's killing me in some ways, which sounds really dramatic, but I'm exhausted. And I find that when I turn over, I don't know if anyone else ever has this, my back grinds, or my back and the back of my pelvis grinds. It's every time I turn over, I can feel it grinding, and my back's making this horrible clicking noise and thunk noise. And even Darren's like, honestly, the sound of you when you move, it makes me want to throw up. And I'm like, dude, it doesn't feel so great either. So it's actually been pretty horrible. And again, I know it sounds dramatic, but it really has been horrible, awful. Yesterday in particular was absolutely awful. And if I could afford to feed a family of 5 on takeouts for the next 3 weeks, so I didn't have to worry about washing up or anything, I'd blatantly be doing it. But I know I get expenses for surrogacy, but that would not even cover a week of for a family of 5 takeout foods or eating out. It wouldn't. So that's really sad, because I'm just so tired. I keep like craving, like I don't know if it's craving the food or the atmosphere, or because I got an email saying kids eat free, I want to go to Frankie and Benny's so bad. I'm going to do that when I get my pregnancy expenses. As bad it is, I'm actually budgeting out some money to take my family to Frankie and Benny's so I don't have to cook and clean up. But yeah, the back pain's just awful, so bad. And the other knock-on effect I'm having that's making me a bit of a state, so I apologise for that, because it may not be a problem. Like, I've been behind with the housework for a couple of months because I can't do as much as I would normally. Like, I normally scour. Oh, excuse me. I am a clean freak. I'm very house proud, and I cannot do that. I cannot do that to the same level at the minute. It's not possible. And I sort of accept it. But recently I've really, really struggled. And I got to a point where I just wanted to cry at the state of my house. And I debated getting a cleaner. And I don't know if anyone else is going to get this. When I thought about it, I thought, I can't have someone else clean my house. I can't. I'm too house proud. This is my house. And I couldn't let someone see it at its worst. I can't do it. I really can't do it. And that's me. I'm stuffing myself there, but it makes sense in my head. Said many a serial killer before me. So it's just been difficult. It's been a bad week. The sleep deprivation is exhausting. The pain is not fun. But as I said, it was bound to happen at some point. It really was. And it's not the end of the world. It isn't. And I don't mean to sound like overly like whiny. It's really hard to live through it. And then the biggest thing, and I'm sorry about this being a really long video and a really complaining video, but the biggest thing I find is parenting. I ended up buying the kids Disney Infinity, which is a game for the Xbox, because I felt really bad about that fact that I can't play with them in the same way. And I don't think I'm going to get like teary, so you should be fine. I'm feeling really guilty about the way I'm parenting. I can't do what I would normally do with my kids, and I feel bad. And I think that being heavily pregnant at the end of the school holidays was just not my best planning. But it's only going to be like 3 or 4 weeks where mummy is genuinely crap. So I'm hoping they're not going to be too traumatised. They've gone back to school now, which makes things a little bit easier. And as I said, they've got the Disney Infinity and the weather's nice, they can play in the garden. But I feel like we go to the park and normally I can run around with them and I can push them on the roundabout and the spinny things. And I can't do that. And I feel like the most awful mummy because I'm like, kids, I can't do it. And I have to end up, I'm being that mummy that's sitting on the bench watching them play rather than playing with them. And I hate that. It makes me I just get really emotional, like I could actually cry over it, which sounds really pathetic, but that's mainly the hormones. And I just feel like I'm not being me as a mummy, and I feel like I'm disappointing my kids, but they don't seem bothered by it. So I think it's a case of they really don't give a crap, and I'm just being really annoying. So I'm trying not to get too, like, emotionally scarred. They'll be fine. I'm just going to take them to, like, Legoland for the day and stuff like that after I've given birth, and I've healed enough to be out and about and walking and on my feet for a whole day. So, you know, they will get spoilt in some ways. They will, and not because of anything other than the fact that, you know, this has impacted on their lives, but they're such good kids. I'm so lucky that they're not whining or complaining. I'm just like, I'm really sorry, but mummy can't do that right now. And they go, okay, which just makes, in some ways, it makes it worse. Because I mean, if they were horrible and had a meltdown about it, I'd be like, well, stuff you then, you little gits. But they're not. They're so good. And then I just think, oh, I'm so sorry. And I feel a bit like that. I really am pathetic. It's the hormones. There's a lot of hormones in me. I haven't slept. So yeah, if you're in the earlier stages of pregnancy, not everyone goes quite like this. You're fine. I'm just a special kind of mental. But I'm going to get off. I'll stick the pictures in at the end. I do apologise. Hopefully next week I won't be quite so raw. But yeah, it is. This is the reality. You're going to have days that are crap. You're going to have weeks of no sleep. You're going to have pain. You're going to have swelling. You're going to actually, talking about swelling, check me out. All the swelling went to my legs. My legs are actually swollen. I can wear my wedding ring again. I don't look like... Well, do you know what? As bad it is, I don't think being married automatically makes me a better mum by any stretch. Really, it doesn't. If anything, it makes me worse because I'm more... because my husband's annoying. But it's really nice to go out about with a bump and not have people glance at your hand and then give you a look. Oh, the amount of people that did that. Or look at me because I've got 4 children and like I've had someone walk past and go, oh, some people should keep their legs shut. And I was like, oh, come here so I can flick you on the nose. That's not exactly what I wanted to do, but I had the children, so it's probably the worst I would have done in that situation. Punch in the face. No, I'm going to get off before I scare everyone, and it's really long. I'm very, very, very sorry. I do apologise, but yeah, bump pictures. And I will see you all in a week for 37 to 38 weeks pregnancy. Yay! Yeah, I know, I need to sleep. Bye.